tags that we learned in the last class. In this session, we will move forward with the next tag called text area. Now, text area tag is used for data entry, but we will have the option of multiple columns and rows. That means, let's see how it looks. I have copied and pasted the code over here, and you see you will see a text area like this. That means, so whatever you give inside a text area will appear inside the box, and here we are mentioning rows equals 4 and columns equals 20, right? And there are 4 rows we could see and about 20 columns we are seeing over here, right? So like that we can get, so if I increase let's to 50 columns, I will get a wider text area, right? So that's about text area. And then there is something called select option that, you know, give an option like this. So then it is select area. So if we give a select area, we will see an option like this. That means we can see a drop down. Okay, the whole part is a drop down, and whatever we give inside using option tag will appear in this drop down. So I can select any of these values and click submit, right? So once you click on this submit, whatever we have given in the value will go to the server, and this value can be 1 2 3 also. You don't have to give the exact same. Just to make it more meaningful, we have given the same value. Okay, so this is used for multiple, for multiple options. Let's say if you want to have something selected by default, when I refresh, the first one is coming rows, lotus, and all, right. Let's say every time I want this lotus to be selected by default. Okay, then I can give an attribute called selected. Now whatever, see, whenever drop down, see, lotus is being selected by default automatically. That means I refresh it, see, lotus. If I don't give selected, then by default the first option will appear as selected. See, rose is coming as selected. All right, so that's about select tag. And then we have something called opt group. Okay, now opt group means we can have something like more option in select. That means right now what we're seeing is we're only seeing one group, right? Rose, lotus, jasmine, only one group is there. We can give multiple group also. Okay, now how that we can give is with the help of opt group. So hang on a second. There's a select option. There's some issue over here in the formatting. Let me do it manually. So it is same thing. Whatever we have seen for select. In addition, we have uh, in addition we have something called opt group. That's it. So instead of only using select an option, we have used opt group. Okay. So now if you see this, we are getting like this, right? So there's first group is India, then we have Delhi and Mumbai, then we have America, NYC and LA. This is coming in groups. It is coming in groups because we are given opt group, label India. That is why this is coming as India as a label. And inside this opt group, we have given two options, Delhi and Mumbai. Group label equals America. There we have given NYC and LA. Okay, so that's the purpose of this op group. I mean, if I'm not giving op group, then everything will come in the same level. Okay, if you want one more group, just copy paste this op group section and then give here something else UK, and then give here England. So now this will appear as a third group for UK. Say for UK we have England. Got it? So that's what op group is. And then let's go ahead with the label tag. So label tag is just to display something on the screen. That means uh, let's say we have this checkboxes and labels in this form. Okay. So now if you see here, input type equals checkbox that we already know. So one checkbox I am creating. ID has been given something elephant, value is elephant. So whatever value we are giving, that value is appearing over here. And then below, so this text box we created, right? And this elephant is appearing because this label. So I give label for elephant. Okay. If you give label for elephant, then this elephant will become the label for this checkbox. And how this checkbox is identified with the help of this ID. Okay. Similarly, we have another checkbox which is tiger, and then we are creating a label for tiger. That means this label is for this particular checkbox. Okay, like that we can give label, and then we have given submit button over here, right? So that is the purpose of label tag, just to display something on the screen. Okay. Uh, then we have something called field set. Okay, this is also interesting. So field set will be uh, displaying information. I'll show you in a bit. Wait. Uh, Show. So this is showing. This will show information in a field set. That means we can see everything in a group. Like we have various labels, right? So we have labels, then we have input boxes. Okay. Uh, right. Okay, so we have here field set inside. So field set is beginning of here and field set is ending over here. Then we have given a legend. Legend is personal details, and inside so legend is personal details, and then we have given label, input tag, label, and all that. So this will appear something like this. See, it will appear in a group. So this personal details is appearing because we gave legend personal details. Okay, and this full this rectangular box is appearing because we have given a field set tag. So whatever is there inside this field set will be inside this box. Okay, and inside that box we have label and we have input type equal text, again then label, and again input type equals email, and so on. So this is basically used for grouping. I mean, I can have another field set below for some other information. Okay, like I can create here field set, and then below I can just give whatever I want. Let's say I'm giving a legend. Okay, and then I'm giving here salary information. So now you see a blank one is appearing here, salary information, and the blank box. Now below whatever I give, let's say I give here input type equals text. Okay, then I'll get a text box inside this. Right, so that is the purpose of field set. Then we have something called data list. Okay, now Data list is actually, see here we have given input type equals list, okay, and then we have also used options, right? Options and option values. So now what will happen is, um, whatever we have given, this will appear like this. That means when I click on, so this is a text box, right? When I click on here, so it is not a drop down, it is actually text box, but then when you go here, one arrow is appearing. When you click on the arrow, we're getting all these options, right? Like a suggestion. So this is suggestion is coming because we have given a data list here. Okay. Now that means first we created a label, which is what student names is. Then we created input list equals students ID equals student. So this input list is an element that we created, and that we are referring in this data list, right? So all these values will appear in this list, correct? And that is how we give like this. If you click here, just click, you get all the suggestions. I can choose, click, I get a suggestion, right? And if you remove it and then click on this drop down, I'm getting this suggestion. This is not a typical text box, right? It is called as a data list. So understood, first we have a label which is student names, then we have a list. Okay, we're just defining the list. The idea of list is student and the list is students. So here you see below, data list ID equals students. That means wherever there is a data, wherever there is a list named students, it will populate all these options. Okay, so that's about option. Sorry, data list, and then we have something called output tag. Okay, now output tag is slightly different. In the case of output, what we do is, uh, so what we are giving an input type equals range that we already know. Okay, and then whatever I'm dragging, right? Whatever I'm dragging, that output should be displayed below. That is here. So I'm dragging, see output is coming as all these values. As I drag, it is changing. So when you learned this input type equals range, all we knew was just to drag. We didn't know how to capture the value. So if you want to capture the value, we have given here output name equals result. Okay, this is a tag. Now what happens, this result variable, right, this gets populated when I give on input. That means as soon as I change this result dot value, okay, the value of this result field will become a dot value. Now a dot value is nothing but the value of this particular range, because a range, what name we gave, a we gave, right? The name of this particular range is A. So A dot value will be populated to, this result variable. That is how we get this option when we drag and drop. See, right? So that's about output tag. Okay. Then we have something called iframe. Okay. Now, if I simply give, let's say, I am giving this URL here. Okay, and then let's say I give here pro.com. Okay, let me see, let me give something else. It will be same thing, skillup.net.in. So one way is, if I give an href tag, a href equals this link, if I give, this link is appearing over here, and the link name is skill up, and target equals some name I gave, FRM. So what happens if I click on this link? Okay, see below this page will open. Okay, let me give you some different thing. Let me give uh, Sanji.com. If I click on this link, here I'm getting the page, right? Launching soon, right? So if I don't give this target equals FRM, then what happens is if I click on this link, the new page is opening there only, and the old page is gone, right? I have to click a back button. See, if I click on this, the old page is gone. That's what happened when I give simply ahref equals link name. Instead, here what I have done, I have given target equals FRM. Now, what is FRM? Below, if you see, I've given an iframe tag. So, iframe, the name of this iframe is FRM, and some style has been given. So, some width and height has been given, which, if you are not aware, we will learn this while learning CSS. Right now, just for understanding purpose, the width of this frame is 600 pixels, height is 300 pixels, and border none. That means no border will appear over here. Okay, so that is, so this section is an iframe which is blank right now. Okay, and the name of that iframe is FRM. So that FRM I'm giving as a target in this link. That is why when I click on this link, okay, click on this, it is let me save it. That is why when I click on this link, the page is opening in this area. The existing page is not getting refresh, right? That is the purpose of using iframe, so that wherever this tag is there, that particular page will open inside this area, right? So that's pretty much about iframe.